It is time to add another animal to Valpsund Zoo, which is going to be llamas. An odd choice for this park, you might think, and you might be right, since it was supposed to be about Norwegian and Arctic animals. But there's a good reason behind it. As you might remember, Valpsund Zoo is partly owned by a ski resort, which means most of the tourists come here over the winter period. But the ski resorts wants to make the area more attractive over the summer period as well, and it's here the llamas come into the picture. You might have heard about llama trekking before. Llama trekking is a concept that seems to get more and more popular around the world. I did my research, and you can even find examples of it here in Norway, where this zoo is placed. Llama trekking is basically just about hiking while having a llama with you on a leash. Some people even consider this to be a type of mindfulness. It's a group activity, and there will of course be guides with the group as well. This all seemed like a fitting concept for this location to attract some more visitors. And since the ski resort already is involved with this zoo, it made sense to place the llamas at the zoo, so they'll be cared for by professionals. Because of that, you can see llamas in Valpsund Zoo. They are placed in their own corner of the park near the entrance in a quite simple enclosure, since they aren't really supposed to be an integrated part of the zoo itself. But of course we still want to offer the zoo visitors a chance to see them while they're here. It is possible to look inside of their stables, and otherwise you can see the outdoor area from a distance. I hope you don't think the llamas seem too out of place for the concept of the park. I like to build my zoos within some kind of theme, but I also like to stretch the boundaries of that theme as much as I can to get a more creative and surprising take on it. And I think the story behind the llamas being here justifies that they kind of break the themes the zoo otherwise follows. I wanted this stable building to look rather old, maybe something that has been used for something else in the past. Because of that, the style of it is a bit different from many of the buildings you can see in this part of the zoo, since those are supposed to look newer and more modern. The style of this building is closer to the staff buildings behind the seal enclosure, with one of them being the same color. The speed build is not going to cover the whole process of this enclosure. I've jumped in here afterward to finish it up. The whole area here is still a bit of work in progress, so I'll do some more to it another time, especially a lot of rock work behind the enclosure, which I believe is also going to make up for a good background behind the llamas, which will also justify the llama enclosure itself being quite simple. Enclosures for these kind of animals in real life are often just an open field like this, so I think it makes good sense to not do much more to it than I have. Even though it is based on realism, empty enclosures tend to look a bit boring in this game, but a good way to compensate for an empty looking enclosure is to make the surroundings more detailed, so it all blends together from a distance. I'm currently working on custom signs for the whole zoo, so they'll also be added another day. These will also inform about the whole llama trekking thing, to give a better understanding of why they're here when you are in the game. I will stop talking now, but of course you can stay and watch the rest of the speed build. Otherwise the time bar will tell you where to jump to if you want to see how it all turned out. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep my channel going. I'm back again to show you around for a moment. It might be hard to see, but I ended up changing the roof. I worked a bit on the guest areas, but that could probably still use a bit of detailing. 7 llamas moved in. I haven't used them a lot before, and while I agree there would have been many animals that should have been added before the llamas in the South American pack, I must say I do quite like them. They are maybe a bit cartoonish looking, but with the llamas it doesn't bother me too much. They also look really great in this landscaping. So that's all for today. See you around.